Hey everyone, it's summer in San Diego and the sands are shifting. Let's talk about how the tides have turned over the past few weeks while I think of a new beach metaphor to talk about long-term trends.
I'm looking forward to that new beach metaphor. Yes, let's have a look at the San Diego monthly snapshot for July of 2022. What we're looking at here is the month-over-month numbers, and we'll start with new listings. In May of this year, we had 3,754 new ones, and June that was up by 5.6%. So, not the tremendous spike in inventory that you might think of when you hear some people talking about the real estate market. There were 5.6% more in June than there were in May.
It's a pretty decent bump.
It's a decent bump, yes. And with pending sales, that's to me sort of a more interesting look. In May we had 2891, and then here in June it was down by 18.7%, which is a pretty sharp decline. However, I would...
Were you just going to say that June is often a slow month?
I was going to say that, yes.
We've been doing this for 18 years, and we're always like, what's going on in June?
Yeah.
Where are the buyers and sellers? Well, it seems like July, maybe it's heating up, but June, it was a bit of a slump.
People tend to be a little quiet in June. Kids just get out of school, everybody's going to the beach and going on summer vacation, and then in this June we also had the added fun of very significant interest rate.
Oh yeah, the whole
spike.
thing with the Fed and the interest rates.
Yes.
And, that was unpleasant.
Right. This has caused a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt, which I believe is somewhat unwarranted.
FUD.
FUD, indeed. Closed sales were down 10.6% from May to June, which again, somewhat concerning, although things are definitely picking up now. So I think a lot of this is going to be cleared up by the end of the summer. And then the number of homes for sale is up 35%, which looks like an astonishing number.
We added that recently. We were just talking about new listings because, a new listing, it gets bought right up and the homes for sale is pretty much the same as the new listings,
right,
or similar. But now there are more homes sitting on the market, so we had to add homes for sale.
Right. Yes. So homes for sale is definitely up. Standing inventory is up to 4,300, and that's sort of a function of the decline in pending sales, which I believe is going to kind of sort itself out. This actually represents a much more normal market than what we were seeing before. And then rounding out this monthly snapshot, median price was actually down 1.7% from May. But this number doesn't necessarily tell you a whole lot about what's going on in the market, other than there was a decline from 1 month to the next for the first time in a very long time. Okay, so let's move on to new listings.
Let's surf into new listings.
Ooh,
that was the best I could come up with on short notice.
Right into new listings. All right, so we had less new listings this June than we did last June. So again, this inventory spike or wave or whatever you want to call it, new listings in June were down from last June, both attached and detached. And then year to date, again, less new listings so far this year than this at this point last year. So moving on to closed sales, again, this is where we really see sort of a wow kind of a number. Serious decline in pending sales from
closed sales?
Oh, sorry, closed sales, yes. Serious decline in closed sales from last June to this June. And these are the homes that went under contract in May, theoretically, late April, early May, whatever. These closed sales here represent what was going into escrow in May and April. So definitely slower there. And then year to date, we're off about 2,000, which again could be caught up quite a bit by the end of the year. So we'll keep an eye on that. Okay, so next let's take a look at inventory of homes for sale. We reported that on the first slide, and then of course San Diego Association here has broken it out into detached and attached homes. And this is the number of homes that's available at the end of any given month. And it's definitely up from last year, but again, it's up by 600 units or so. It's not a...
So this is new stuff that hasn't been sold and stuff that's been hanging around a while.
Right. Right. So inventory of homes for sale is up, but in a normal market, we do have more homes for sale than homes in escrow. That's typical. What we've been seeing the last 18 to 24 months is atypical. So again, this is not like the sky is falling, it's just like an adjustment.
A shift in the sands.
A shift in the sands. Yes, we're swimming on into a new market. we're treading water. I don't know what you want. So, looking at median sale price, more meaningful here to look at this year over year and year to date than it is to look at it month to month. But we do so anyway. Definitely, the median price for a detached home in June was nearly $1 million, and in June of 2021 it was $875,000, and then for a condo, $550 in 21 and $638 in 2022. So that represents a 12.8% increase year over year, which is phenomenal appreciation.
It's pretty good return on your investment, especially if you're living in it.
Right. If the median price is $980 and the average increase was 12.8, you can do the math and figure out how much more money that is, not really in people's pockets, but having home equity gives people a sense of security and creates consumer confidence and is overall good for the economy.
It's an unrealized gain, right?
There you go, unrealized gain. All right, so let's. What's another swimming or let's backstroke. Let's backstroke on over into mortgage rates. Looking at where we are today. The 30-year fixed rate mortgage, according to this metric, is 5.3% on average in the United States. And then if you're lucky enough to be able to qualify for 15-year, you can get 4.45, and then the 5/1 ARM being at 4.19. And this is down fairly significantly from last month when it was, I believe, around 5.7.
Yeah, it's dropped, half a point over the last 2 weeks, 30-year fixed.
Right, 30-year fixed.
And this is all from Freddie Mac, which, it's a reliable source.
It is a reliable source. They're the ones who would know. Now, one thing I'm going to ask you, do you know what the federal funds rate is right now?
No.
It's 1.75%. So when you hear about the Fed raising rates, they raised the federal funds rate, and this is the rate that banks charge each other to loan each other money, 1.75. That's the prime interest rate. So that's pretty flippin' low. And the rest of this is just middlemanning, markups. So again, with the economy and inflation and all the stuff that people are screaming about, this is just not all that terrible. And this is just banks making money here. And that's what banks do. But it's better than it was last month. And part of the reason for that is not because the prime rate went up or down, but just because the demand for mortgages slowed so much when they jumped those rates up so fast. They were like, oh, wait, we were just kidding.
And we felt that too in our business and in the real estate industry, in general.
Yeah.
And it seems like people have kind of settled down. We've got the rates settling down. So hopefully we can get back to business.
Right. Oh, yeah. And business has definitely picked up in the last couple of weeks. People are definitely out there buying. I'm seeing listings that have been sitting on the market for 35 and 45 days all of a sudden going under contract. So things are picking up again, and this is helping. So that's the story for now.
All right. Well, if you have a question about your moving plans, send us a message or give us a call.